If you're a high-performing woman who seems calm on the outside, but inside you're anxious, overstimulated, reactive, or shutting down, your nervous system is trying to tell you something. I'm Dr. Minnie Ratu, licensed clinical psychologist, Stanford Yoga X faculty, and today I'm breaking down Polyvagal Theory, the science that explains why you cannot think your way out of stress, and what you need to do instead to lead from regulated power, clarity, and unshakable calm. If you've ever wondered why burnout feels like drowning, why anxiety shows up out of nowhere, or why rest actually feels uncomfortable, this is the video that will finally make it make sense. Let's begin. Your nervous system operates in 3 distinct states, and most high achievers live in the bottom 2 without realizing it. This is called the polyvagal ladder. Let me break it down simply. The first is the ventral vagal state. This is where we feel safe and social. It's considered the top of the ladder. This is your grounded, powerful, clear-minded state. It's where you're feeling calm, connected, creative, strategic, decisive, and in flow. This is leadership energy. This is I can handle it energy. When you're here, your breath is actually lower and slower. Your voice softens and your face becomes more expressive. You feel like yourself. The second is the sympathetic state. This is when we're in fight or flight and considered the middle of the ladder. This is survival mode. Anxiety, irritability, overthinking, tension even in your back, maybe in your jaw. You're mobilized but overwhelmed. You're productive but depleted. You're present but not grounded. You're reacting, not leading. High performers spend years here and normalize it as their personality. And then the third state, dorsal vagal. This is where we shut down and are at the bottom of the ladder. This is when your nervous system says, this is too much. I am done. It feels like numbness, emotional flatness, disconnection, low motivation, hopelessness, and even dissociation. Women in this state often look fine on the outside, but inside they're drowning. Many mask this dorsal shutdown with overworking, caretaking, or perfectionism. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a meeting. Your boss says something sharp. Your stomach tightens. Now you're in that sympathetic state. You try to speak, but your voice shakes. Then you completely shut down and go blank. Now you've entered the dorsal state. On the drive home, you finally cry or get irritable, rising back towards sympathetic. Then you voice note a friend, feel seen, breathe deeper, and you're back in that ventral vagal state. We actually move up and down the ladder all day long. If you're realizing that you've been in a survival mode and you're ready to rewire your nervous system for sustainable, trauma-resilient leadership, reserve your spot in Unstuck, Burnout to Breakthrough. This is the 12-week program where we do this work deeply, safely, and strategically. The link is in the description. Now, let's continue. Let's be honest. Modern life is not compatible with a regulated nervous system. Your biology evolved millions of years ago for acute threats, for predators, and short bursts of stress, not nonstop emails, multitasking, caregiving, societal pressure, invisible labor, perfectionism, chronic performance expectations. Your nervous system is ancient. Your lifestyle is not. Polyvagal expert Stephen Porges calls this neuroception, your unconscious survival radar. If you've experienced childhood trauma, neglect, chaos, emotional invalidation, or pressure to be perfect, your system now overestimates danger and underestimates safety. So even small stressors feel huge. And here's the paradox. High-achieving women often climb the ladder by using sympathetic activation. So anxiety, pressure, hustle, and tension. It works for success until the body forces you into a dorsal state to protect itself. This is burnout. This is, I can't feel anything. This is, I look calm, but I'm not okay. In real life, this can show up in many ways. The woman who looks composed but explodes the moment she's overwhelmed. The woman who can't stop working because slowing down feels dangerous. The woman who seems strong but is actually disconnected from herself. If this is you, you're not broken. You're in a survival reflex. Trauma lives in the nervous system, not just in the mind. Here's the part most therapists never really explain. Trauma is not a memory. Trauma is a state, a reflex, a pattern. Your vagus nerve runs from the back of your brain through all of your organs, including your heart, your lungs, your gut, your entire body. So when you say, I feel off, my stomach dropped, my chest tightened, I shut down, that's not random. That's your nervous system talking. Your body scans for danger every millisecond. Before you think, before you speak, before you're aware. So if productivity felt like safety growing up, rest will feel unsafe as an adult. This is why you can't relax. You get anxious during downtime. You might panic when your schedule opens up. Maybe silence feels threatening. Your system associates stillness with danger. In the body, this can show up in many ways. A clenched jaw, a tight back, fast talking, irritability, or numbness, brain fog, freezing, hypermobility, and dissociation. These are not personality traits. These are nervous system states. You can't mindset your way out of a dysregulated body. Healing begins with co-regulation. Your nervous system needs another nervous system to learn safety. This is why trauma therapy works. This is why somatic coaching works. This is why safe relationships matter. Now, Stephen was abused as a child and lived in his dorsal state for decades. His therapist didn't start with cognitive tools. She offered soft eye contact, a warm tone, slow pacing, and a grounded presence. His nervous system borrowed hers and slowly returned him back to ventral. This is the science behind feeling safe with someone. If you're in a dorsal shutdown, you have to move through the sympathetic activation before you reach safety. This is why movement, breath work, yoga, and somatic practices are essential. Talking alone won't do it. You have to invite your body. This is why my work blends yoga neuroscience, trauma-informed psychology, and polyvagal theory. I help high-performing women reset their vagus nerve, retrain their neuroception, regulate chronic stress, restore emotional safety, and move from survival to leadership. Wellness isn't self-care fluff. It's nervous system performance engineering. Leadership is nervous system work. When you lead from a dysregulated state, you react instead of respond, micromanage, people please, shut down emotionally. You might lose clarity or tolerate toxic environments. But when you lead from a regulated state, you become decisive, you have boundaries, you're composed, you're strategic, you're creative, and you're resilient. Your leadership is only as powerful as your nervous system is stable. And the best news, your nervous system is trainable. You can rewire it. You can shift from survival to embodied, sustainable power. You can become the most grounded version of yourself. If this resonates, and if you're tired of performing through burnout and ready to lead from a regulated, trauma-resilient nervous system, join me inside Unstuck, Burnout to Breakthrough. It's my 12-week flagship program for high-performing women who are ready to feel safe, strong, grounded, and emotionally free again. The link is below. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with a woman who needs to hear this. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.